Oh my god. Oh my god, they did it. They did it. The New York Rangers win 3-1 over the Calgary Flames. You might be asking why I'm starting the stream like that. Because if you didn't know, going into this game, the New York Rangers have not won a game in Calgary since 2017, 2018. Do you guys remember what happened that season? I remember what happened that season. But anyway, the Rangers finally slay their dragon as they win over the Calgary Flames in Calgary, because of course they beat the Flames last year, and they have beat them at home. But we know how it goes for them in Calgary. They get their 17th win all time. They're still way below 500 in Calgary, but hey, they get a win. Before we jump into the recap, be sure to leave a like if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live here on the channel. But I'm very split on this win right now because on one hand, I'm happy because you get the win because you're not playing your best hockey and you still win. Because every game matters in October while you're adjusting to a system because you needed to start stringing together wins on the road trip. You needed back to back wins. But then on the other hand, when is the offense going to start generating chances? When is just some of the play in general going to get cleaned up? Don't get me wrong. I am very, very pleased with what the Rangers provided on the defensive side things for the most part because I would have liked some things cleaned up at times, but I thought they were fine enough in their own end, especially the third period. I thought they did a great job shutting it down. That was kind of like a prime example of how the Islanders were just a few seasons ago under Trotz, where they'd get a few goals and then they would just shut down and lock the lead down. The only problem is that I'm scared because, and I'm cautiously optimistic right now because the offense has not produced enough scoring chances. And some of the goals they're scoring have either been on the power play or they've been some bounces that they've been getting, some fortunate bounces. And as great as it is right now, at some point, we know how it is with puck luck. It's going to die down. But then you have the counter argument, if I'm going to play devil's advocate here, where, okay, the Rangers are not firing on all cylinders right now. At some point, they're going to. At some point, these offensive weapons have to get the scoring chances and have to produce. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just cautiously optimistic. I think that's the only way I could put it because they're just not getting the scoring chances enough for my likings. They need to start getting the offense going and rapidly because if they don't get the offense going, like this next game is going to be the perfect test. You go to Edmonton. Edmonton's a great offensive team. Granted, Connor McDavid's out playing, so that kind of changes things. But regardless, say you go in there and you win like 4-1 or 3-1 again, 3-1 again. Let's just say that. Okay, okay. This is their DNA. They're going to play a good defensive game and they're going to chip in a few goals. Fine. But I would love it if they could end up scoring more than 3 or 4 goals, right? I know it's hard to do, but give me like 6, or if you're going to score 4, give me like some good quality goals. Just something like that. Like, I want to see I want to see some better offensive play, quite frankly. I don't think there's any way around it. And there's no reason that they shouldn't be getting good offensive play because outside of the weapons they have up front, they spend a lot of time in the offensive zone during games. They didn't really in this game, but for the most part, they have for this season spent a lot of time in the offensive zone. So I would love it if we could start seeing them get going a bit. Like, don't get me wrong, I love seeing the good defensive play, but at the same time, I'm scared because you're going to. It's inevitable. This is what happens over the course of an 82 game season. You're going to get in shootout type games where it's going to come down to which team could end up being the better offensive team. And if the Rangers are going to play this way offensively throughout the season, they are not going to win, say, said games or said type of games. So that's just my opinion. But trust the process, trust Laviolette. let's jump into everything though. I went on a tangent there longer than I anticipated with that. I apologize, but yeah, we get underway and Coleman ends up holding Truba, no penalty call. The officiating was horrible in this game. It was horrible. But we'll talk more about that as the game went on because there was something that was really bad towards the end of this one. But yeah, Calgary would end up opening the scoring just like last year in Calgary. Just like last year, they score within the first few minutes. Phil Pedal turns the puck over in the neutral zone. Mangiapane gets denied on a shot, but then Fox and Lindgren go out of position. Hedel chases the puck, and Blake Coleman, none other than Blake Coleman, because of course this guy, I feel like it's always him and Yanni Gord, right? The two former Lightnings. I wonder what Barclay Goodrow would do against us if he was on another team. But regardless, yeah, Coleman buried. So things get ugly. Kind of ugly in this game. Like there was a 2-on-1 the other way. Gustafson caught up the ice. Ill. The breakout passes were gross. Like they're trying to go behind the back to break the puck out of their own end. You have Kreider trying to go between the legs. Like, dude, come on. What are you doing? Let's get back to our game. Let's get to the clean breakouts. And what did I harp on before? The Rangers need to. And I know that it's a key thing in hockey in general to have good transition play, but it's extra important for the Rangers because if you're going to play a neutral zone trap, you need a strong transition game because that is how you rely on your offense the most, right? So they did get the offense going a bit. Lafreniere set Panarin for a chance. That was wide. Phil Pedal falling asleep in front of the net. Inexcusable. He's got to tap that one home, right? At least they got a forecheck established a bit, though. At least they did. Only for Calgary to start getting offense going again because, yeah, Nazem Kadri just casually walks Braden Schneider. Thankfully, that ended up going wide, but Braden Schneider, I just don't know what to say with Braden Schneider right now. I don't because he has games where he looks like the best defenseman on this team, arguably. He looks fantastic. And then he has games like this. And the problem is, it's more often than not where he has stinkers like this. Anyway, Trouba couldn't handle the puck in the offensive zone. 2-on-1s come the other way. Kadri got denied on one. Igor was really tested there. The offensive zone pressure started to get going a bit, at least. They had two good offensive zone shifts. The third line and the fourth line. Not bad, but again, no one can handle the puck. Blake Wheeler, looking at you, buddy. But Panarin and Hedel, they end up having a pretty good shift there with Lafreniere. Can't get the shot off in front of the net when there was a loose puck. Gustafson, terrible play in the neutral zone, but Schneider had a good stick check to stop the play coming back. Like I said, he has these moments. Like he'll either make the best plays you see in your life or he'll make mistakes that pee-wee hockey players don't make. Like there's no in between with Braden Schneider. There just isn't. Panarin set up Trouba right in front of the net. Beautiful play by Artemi Panarin, but Jacob Trouba cannot tip that puck in. Lafreniere ended up having a wide open cage, but that shot got blocked wide second. Wide open cage, got blocked last second. I could talk. Don't know who that was in that came in and played Superman there, but regardless, good shift by the first line. Lindgren had a nice little keep in on that play. Trocheck denied in the slot. One thing you're noticing, though, every time the third line's out there, what are you guys noticing? Are we noticing something that has been a problem all season? Oh, yeah, Blake Wheeler being behind every single play. Isn't that fun how we're just watching Blake Wheeler just lollygagging, just gliding into the offensive zone, just moving ever so slowly, coming on the back check, going back slowly. Isn't it fun? Anyway, Uyghur end up turning it over. Mika Zibanejad. All alone in front of the net, misses the net. I'm sorry. Snake bit or not, you have to at least hit the net there. You have to. You have to. Inexcusable. He had two chances on that shift. Two. He cannot buy a goal right now. Lindgren with a bad turnover in the neutral zone. Thankfully, that led to nothing. But again, that was like a story of this game too. The Rangers, um, they just were sloppy with moving the puck at points in the game, and they made it way too easy. They were losing some of the battles too on the boards. Like it was just ugly. Uh, Nothing called when Kako got hooked because again, that's just the way this thing went. Hedel had a chance walking in, and then Schneider hit the post at the end of the period. Shots were 8-8. You look at the analytics, the Rangers somehow actually were decent in that period in terms of the Corsi. They had about 53% Corsi for, 64.29 scoring chances for percentage. Do not know how that happened, but sure. But then again, Money Puck like always says something different. There's just no consistency with some of these analytics. Hell, Money Puck says that the Rangers deserve to win this game as well, unless the meter's not updating yet. But regardless, yeah, Money Puck says they deserve to win the game at 53.4 to 46.6. So hell, what do I know anymore? But then the expected goals, it says Calgary just outbeat them. You don't know anymore with these analytics. But regardless, from the eye test, I didn't love the first period, but I thought it was okay, sort of. Like they got better as it went along, sure. Uh, but still, like there were still issues that I felt in that first period. Like again, the mistakes, the breakouts were bad. Neutral zone play at the start of the period wasn't good. Offensive play got better as the period went along, but like again, not getting scoring chances. Second period rolls along, and what do the Rangers do? Oh yeah, they start with a too many men on the ice penalty. That is just great. Uh, but thankfully, the Rangers actually end up stepping up big on the penalty kill. Big on the penalty kill. Trouba looked actually very, very good on that PK as well. Igor had a huge stop on Huberdeau as well. Great kill. Lindgren, VC also made some big plays on that PK. So you get a round of applause there. Second line then with another good shift though. Can it score? Hedel looked sloppy at points in this game. I'll be honest. I thought Hedel, as good as that line was at points in the game, I thought Phil Hedel looked very sloppy at points in the game. I don't really know why, but he did. Regardless though, Gustafson and Schneider, some good blocks and stick lifts in their own end on that one shift there. Igor then with another huge save on Coleman. I think this is either after a failed clear or breakout. I think that was Gustafson on that as well. Coronado goes off for a holding penalty, and then the Rangers' first unit cannot set up at all on the power play. But oh my god, wait, do my eyes deceive me? The second unit scored a power play goal. What? Kako, nice little play to keep it alive in the zone. Hedel to Gustafson. Gustafson on goal. Lafreniere tips it in. Goal tied at 1. Did my eyes deceive me? Second unit scoring? What? Anyway, some nice blocks and D zone play following the goal because the Rangers, for whatever reason, why would they get momentum after scoring, right? Trocheck then goes off for a slashing. Soft, but it was in the offensive zone. And ladies and gentlemen, say it with me, death taxes and Vinny Trocheck taking a penalty. It's nothing new, isn't it? Thankfully, a good kill. Keandre Miller, though, looking like an animal on the PK. He looked good all night. Let's be honest here. Keandre Miller was probably the best defenseman for the Rangers in this game. Probably was. I would argue that. We'll see what the analytics say after, but I would say Keandre Miller was the best player in this game in terms of the defensive side of things, at least. Igor then, another big stop on Coleman. Gustafson failed to clear it then after. Failed to win a puck battle too, because again, why win puck battles? But thankfully, Wheeler did something for once. Blake Wheeler did something. He ended up making a nice pass over to Vinny Trocheck. Trocheck gets an opportunity to get a breakaway. and Zadorov goes off for a holding penalty. Good work. Good work. And they score on it. Panarin puts it right into Chris Kreider's wheelhouse to tip that one in. And that makes it 2-1. Adam Fox with the assist as well, as he had a nice little keep in on that play as well. Igor then had to make huge saves because, again, Calgary getting long offensive shifts. Weegar, though, takes a tripping after Kreider almost ends up getting a breakaway. I don't think that power play went anywhere. But yeah, or no, Trocheck went off for slashing, then Weegar took the tripping. That's what I forgot to mention. The Rangers would score 4-on-4. That's what happened. As that unit that was out there, I think it was Hedl, Lafreniere, Gustafsson, and was it Schneider? I don't know who was on the right side of the defense there. But anyway, Philip Hedl ends up setting up a opportunity there as he fires one on goal, trickles through, and Gustafsson just taps it home. Keandre Miller was on the ice, actually, and he ends up getting an assist. There you go. There's the answer to my question that I somewhat asked. Anyway, Trouba then, dude, wide open, or not wide open, but there's traffic in front, but you got an opportunity to shoot the puck there. I know what happened earlier in the game, but shoot the damn puck, man. Come on. Come on. Coley then takes a dumb penalty for boarding, but thankfully the Rangers end up looking good as Bonino had a block there at the end of that. And yeah, that period was just not played 5-on-5 like at all, because the 5-on-5 numbers tell you Calgary annihilated the Rangers that period, but was not necessarily the case because of the fact that, like I said, there really wasn't a lot of 5v5 play in that. Granted, it says that the Rangers did not have a high danger chance. That makes me feel great. Because again, this offense just did not cut it for me. The offense just didn't cut it at all in this game. That's the unfortunate part. But regardless, we get to the third period. Bonino with a smart play on the penalty kill too, by the way. On the faceoff draw, he ends up just pushing it forward, and it ends up resulting in it going down the ice. So that was nice. Trocheck almost ended up getting a goal. By the way, they killed it off. Trocheck almost got in with a goal. Trouba with a nice play to stop Sharon Govich from getting one in front of the net. Kakko with a nice takeaway led to an offensive zone shift. And what do you know? They missed a penalty. Mika was hooked, but no big deal, right? And the Rangers kept icing the puck. This was a boring third period with the amount of icings on both sides, but especially the Rangers. Boring. But I loved what they did on one of the icings. You could tell that they played stupid, and this was a Laviolette decision where it was like, oh, wait, it was iced? Oh, my bad. And it bought time for the Rangers to get some rest, which actually helped out a lot. So I appreciate the good coaching there. Anyway, he'd almost buried a chance one-handed. That got denied. Igor, big saves on Zadorov. Backlund with the rebound, denied there. Coley with a breakaway, and can't even get really a shot off because he's tripped on the play. But again, nothing called. Igor stops Lindholm. They weren't really allowing a lot of high danger chances, but the offense I felt needed to get going because I really had this vibe and I was scared that this was going to be one of those games where Calgary was just going to break through. Calgary was just going to break through and end up scoring. I'll be honest, I had a bad feeling, even though the Rangers looked so dominant defensively. I just felt like maybe Calgary was going to get at least one, and it was going to maybe just get me on the edge of my seat even more. Regardless, though, how about this one? Nikita Zadorov throws a hit on Gaudreau. Looks like he's jumping into the boards for a celly, but no, let's not call a penalty. Let's not talk about that. Let's just sweep that under the rug. Jacob Trouba didn't throw the hit, so let's just go ahead and sweep that one under the rug. Nothing happened. No big deal, right? No big deal at all. Nah, that's okay. Let's just not even worry. Just not even worry about it, right? Totally okay hit. And then how about that? Gaudreau goes up to Zadorov, and this guy Zadorov's a pussy. He just skates to the bench. Come on. Regardless, Igor then made some more big stops. The Rangers did a good job, though, keeping the puck away from Igor because he was far out of the net. And then Tanev, thank you. Thank you. Wax Igor stick out of the zone. Thank you. Penalty. Oh. Then Coleman. Hook. Thank you. Thank you. Rangers end up winning. Laviolette also with some good coaching as well at the end, putting 2 D-men on the power play, just in case anything got chaotic. But shots in the second, 8-6 in favor of Calgary. 9-6 in favor of Calgary in the third as well. Shots were 25-20 in favor of Calgary in the game. The big difference was the fact that the Rangers killed penalties. Calgary did not, which Calgary had a very good penalty kill. So that's something that makes me feel a little bit better about this, that the Rangers at least got things going on the power play. 23 block shots for the Rangers. Huge. Huge. Definitely the most you could argue Igor was tested this season, but even then, I felt the Rangers played strong enough defensively, especially in that third period. But you would love to see more offense next time around, right? Because you know I would. They probably had 2 shots at even strength in that period. So yeah, and yeah, the analytics pretty much back up how I felt. Keandre Miller and Jacob Trouba, the best defensive pair. I would agree. I would very much agree. I thought they were great. Offensively, they didn't do anything, but hey, defensively, they were very, very good. I agree with that. Kreider's up there on the chart. Hedel, Bonino, Goudreau. Bonino and Goudreau I thought were very good defensively as well in this game, especially Bonino. Bonino looked very good. Lafreniere I thought was better than the chart tells you. Zibanejad, I thought he was okay. VC, thought he was okay. Had some nice defensive plays too. That fourth line was just chipping in defensively, but again, you need more offense. Panarin, Kakko, and then yeah, you get to the bottom of the list, and I have to agree with this. Gustafsson was not great. He got the goal, but he was really not great. His defensive partner Schneider was worse than him. Fox and Lindgren were really, really bad in this game. They were bad. I don't think there's anyone that could disagree with that. They were just not good. Wheeler, Trocheck, and Coley right at the bottom of the list. When do we have the conversation about Blake Wheeler experiment ending? He had a good play in this game, but when do we start the conversation here? Don't get me wrong. They did some good things at points in this game. They drew penalties. It was a weird game. The eye test tells you they weren't as bad as the chart says, but at the same time, there were times where it's yeah, maybe the chart was right. Again, when do we end this Blake Wheeler experiment? He's not good. He's not good, at least anymore. At one point, obviously, Blake Wheeler was a good NHL player, but it's just not right now. It's just not right now. And there's a free agent on the market. There's a guy in the system knocking at the doorstep. And I just think the conversation really needs to start that Blake Wheeler cannot be on this team. But regardless, I'm not going to fault him entirely, obviously, for the offense. The entire team offensively needs to be a hell of a lot better. And it's obviously my biggest concern right now is that they're just not getting enough going. They're not getting enough going offensively. They're really not. And hey, again, they could change. They could start clicking, but that's my biggest concern still thus far. Defensively, I'm feeling better. I could go to sleep at night easily with their defense. But regardless, yeah, the offense needs to be better. But I digress. I'm done rambling. I gave most of my thoughts in the opening, which I kind of did it backwards of how I usually go about things here, obviously, where usually I open with sorry, just checking something, but usually I open with the game and then get into my thoughts. But regardless, good defensively, but you need to start seeing more offense. You need to at some point. So, but you take it. You take it because, again, I'm going to repeat myself. I'm going to repeat myself. I'm going to repeat myself. Rangers are currently sitting with. Why are the. What are we doing? Just get me to this. There we go. That's what I wanted. The Rangers are currently sitting. Obviously, it doesn't matter now. Things could shift in the standings. Right now, they're sitting in first place with 8 points. Obviously, they have more games played than Philly and New Jersey, who are behind them, which is crazy. And then Columbus is behind them. They have the same amount of games played, but just, okay, who would have predicted this? But regardless, the Rangers are currently sitting with 8 points, 4-2 in first place. That's a better spot than I thought they would be in right now, given their schedule, given they're adjusting to a new system. That's the positive, and the thing that I'm hanging my hat on for now until I have a reason to not hang my hat on it is that they're still adjusting. Things will hopefully get better offensively. And hey, you get 2 wins on the road. One more, I asked going into this road trip, I asked for 3 wins. You're 1 win away. You're 1 win away. I asked before the Nashville game for a 4-2 stretch. Obviously, you're 2 away from that, but still, even I'll be satisfied. I'll be satisfied with 1, but realistically, give me 2, or no, give me 3. Give me 3 is what I mean, and then come back home and give me another win against Carolina, especially. That'd be nice. Carolina's not looking crisp defensively. Maybe that's the game you circle on the calendar as, okay, the Rangers are going to open the scoring up here. This is where the floodgates open. This is where we start to see that dynamic offense. Maybe that's where it is. But hey, I'm just saying. Let's see what Laviolette said. I'm curious about what Laviolette has to say. I'm hoping that he's not entirely pleased. Let's see. Vince Mercogliano, mood from the Rangers locker room was good win, but Peter Laviolette, there are things we could definitely do better. I don't think that we were full tilt tonight. Thought we defended too much. When we're on our game, we're pressing the issue, we're forechecking, and we're beating people to pucks. My coach. My coach couldn't agree more. Tweeting it out right now, too. Couldn't agree more. This is the difference between a coach that understands the game and Gerard Gallant, who didn't understand the game. Gerard Gallant would have been like, I don't know if you could hear the table tapping, but, Shesky made some key saves. I thought our game overall was solid. We had a couple nice goals. Yeah, and I thought we looked good offensively. Got our chances, got to the important areas of the ice, got to the paint, and I thought we did a good job in our own end too at times. But Shesky, of course, made some key saves. That's what it would have been under Gerard Gallant. I think I did that impression spot on. Outside of you guys maybe not hearing the table being tapped, but regardless, you get my point. You get my point. I'm right there with Laviolette. I'm right there with him. That's where I was worried. You can't be spending that much time in your own end, because at some point it's gonna eat you. It's gonna eat you, especially against good teams, especially against New Jersey, who has that lethal offense. If that was them in the offensive zone, if that was them, we're watching overtime right now, or maybe a shootout, or maybe we're talking about overtime by now. I've been going for almost 30 minutes now because I have so much to say and I'm rambling, but yeah, first win in Calgary since March 2nd, 2018. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Anyway, let's get to the chat finally. I'm done rambling. I want to hear from you. You guys are more important. I could ramble all night. I don't think you guys care anymore what I have to say. Steven says, Woohoo! Keep shooting, Panarin, and keep driving the net. Stronger on his skates this year, and has centralized his play in the offensive zone. Less time. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I really loved Panarin's game thus far. Really have. Uh, don't think he was as dynamic tonight as we've seen him in games more recently, but I thought that he was still. I thought he was still, of course, he's still Artemi Panarin. Like we're satisfied. I thought he still had a good game. Like he had some nice plays out there. Um, Nice win, boys. Big second period. That was a nice win. Phil and left, keep it up. Red is on point. Good road win. The kids are really active. Igor was very good. Not a fan of the 1-3-1 trap. I like teams that want to get goals, not lay back. Listen, I understand that's not the sexy style of play. I get it. I'm one of those people that I clown the neutral zone trap a lot, and I'm really not like a fan of that either. But at the same time, I'm getting to a point where the alternative is this team sucks defensively. Igor has to bail them out, and they're power play merchants like we saw the past few seasons. And how did that go? How did that go? Would you rather this and they win games, or would you rather what we've had the past 2 years where, okay, they'll win some regular season games, but come playoff time, this is going to be the way to win come playoff time. Look at how far the Islanders went trapping. Tampa Bay, they play a trap in the neutral zone. Back-to-back cups. There are a lot of teams that do it now. A lot of teams. Probably the last one in Calgary for a decade, yeah. I thought Phil had an okay game. He looked sloppy at points, like I said, but he definitely picked it up as the game went along. I don't care that they play kind of bad in the third. We won in Calgary. That's where I'm at right now. It's like games like this are gonna happen, and the fact that you win in a game like this, you take the 2 points and run, and you just hope that they're better going forward. Schneider's a liability. Igor bailed him out too many times in the third. Not wrong about that, Nick. Not wrong. Brain Schneider has not been good enough. Offense needs to be more active in the zone, need to be a better forechecking team. Not a fan of locking teams down. Even strength has to be better. I think even strength, they've been fine for the most part. Like this game and the Nashville game, sure, not good enough. But I thought the forecheck has been okay at points. Like if anything, I think they've been good on the forecheck. They've been good in the offensive zone. It's just that they have not been able to create the chances. And once they can find their way to the front of the net, find their way to the slot, find their way to get those high danger chances, this team is going to be deadly because they're getting the bounces, they're getting the puck luck, and they're getting some fluky goals at times. Imagine what could happen when they start getting the high danger chances. But then again, like I said earlier, you could play devil's advocate that the puck luck will go away. Maybe they won't be able to get the high danger chances and this team's screwed. I'm not there yet, though, 6 games in. I'm not there. I don't know. I just don't know yet. A good win, recovered nicely after that start. Second period was good. While we weren't dominant in the third, love our defensive structure. We frustrated the Flames, and a good game from Igor. Completely agree, Matt. Completely agree. Found a way to win, though. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I agree, Nick. The second line's good. The third and fourth line's not producing. The fourth line at least is like making things happen in their own end and like keeping the puck away. So that's like your good matchup line potentially. And that's just the nature of it. But yeah, the third line needs to get going a bit. Needs to. Yes, while the offense isn't clicking at the moment, it's a good sign that we are winning different ways. I have full trust in Laviolette that he will unlock the offense and it will click. They have the weapons. I agree, Matt. I'm more on that side where like this offense has too many weapons to not thrive, and eventually they're going to start getting these high danger chances. It's going to happen. We just have to wait. Trust the process. That's all I could say. You're not going to get 4+ goals on a nightly basis simply based on the fact you're going to get different opponents' games from game to game. That's very true. That's very true. But like, it's more the quality of goals is how I really should be phrasing this here. Because yeah, they had 3 goals in this game, but come on, let's be real. Are we really like, like the deflection goal is fine, but like the one where it's the same thing that happened with Grubauer. It's a puck that trickles through the goalie and you punch it in, which yeah, that's great that you're in that area of the ice and you're jumping in on the play there and you're getting the goal. But I'd really like to see you know, I'd like to see them get more pucks to the goalie. That's really all it comes down to. And the fact that they're scoring 3 to 4 goals this way, imagine what happens when they start firing the puck away like that. Then you're in a position where you're scoring a lot of goals and you're playing this type of defense. No problem, Luca. Thanks for stopping by. Remember 2 seasons ago when we lost? Yeah. I remember that all too well. Yeah, they held on the third. Solid PK and power play from us as well. I like to see that after we struggled with those 2 things in the preseason. That I agree with. Because Laviolette said that he was going to get the special teams going, and it's going. Imagine if or if Laviolette was Laugh's coach, I think that's what you mean. Last year, still capable of being a top 3 pick when it's all said and done. Hopefully. I thought Lafreniere had an okay game. I don't think he had like this outstanding game. But yeah, I thought he had a solid enough game. I thought he had a good enough game. But I still want to see a bit more. I want to see more shooting the puck, potentially, like I keep mentioning. And I just want to see him be more confident. That's really all it is. And I like to see his line mates finish some of those beautiful passes he's making. He made some beautiful passes tonight. Another solid game from Trouba. I criticize him a lot, but I have been impressed with him this season. You and I both. Trouba has been a pleasant surprise thus far. Yeah, Wheeler. I don't know if you're saying Wheeler's been good or bad, but yeah, he's been bad. He's been bad. Outside of that one little play he made. Flames announcer saying Rangers were the second best PK in the league was music to my ears. The faceoffs too. They're so good this year in the faceoff dot. Granted. I don't think they were great tonight, if I remember correctly, but it happens. It happens. Yeah, I saw that Calgary has horrible ice. I saw the players that said that. Spadge, I couldn't finish. I'm just skipping through the chat a bit just to see. Yeah, Kane or Othman's really needed there. Cole and Trocheck are fast, and then there's Wheeler. Yep. Yeah, I don't think Blake Wheeler is going to stick around for too long. Colin had no system regarding defensive play. Regarding play in general, he didn't. Dude's a fraud. Colin would have Wheeler in the top 6. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. We'd be mad right now. Like this team, if Gerard Gallant was here, this team would be below 500 right now. Fox quietly still a point per game player. Yeah, but tonight he wasn't good enough. Tonight he wasn't good enough at all. I'm just gonna say that. Team Money, what's going on? Canes look sus this year. Yeah, their defensive play has not been as strong. I don't know if it's their goaltending or if it's like them bringing D'Angelo back, having Burns back there, Orlov, a lot of guys that move the puck more than like are your typical stay-at-home defenseman. And I think Pesci got hurt a bit, which shows you that maybe they shouldn't move Pesci and they should actually extend him. And maybe paying Orlov wasn't the best idea, but especially when you have a guy like Burns. But regardless, yeah, I don't. I have to do a deep dive more into the Canes, but yeah, they definitely are a little sus. Oh, I love Laviolette too, freak. You know how much I love Laviolette. My coach. Gallant would have said they played great. Yep. Vegas plays the trap a lot. Yes, Bruce Cassidy's another guy coach that loves having his team play trap. That's like what most of the good coaches do, to be honest. Barry Trotz, obviously not coach anymore, but Barry Trotz, John Cooper, Bruce Cassidy, those guys all do it. I agree, Matt. I'll take boring hockey too if it means they win. Exactly. Yeah, like this is the way that the Rangers beat the Devils. If they played this style of game against the Devils, series could have went the other way. Could have. Could have. At the end of the day, the Rangers win and get 2 points. Yes, and that is where I'm going to leave it too, as I caught up on the chat somehow. You guys killed it. I cannot believe how many of you stick here this late at night. I really do appreciate it. Thankfully, the games are getting earlier as we go along here. We got a 9 o'clock start, not on a Saturday. Billy Joel is not going to be pleased with that, but it's going to be 9 o'clock on a Thursday instead. Actually, no, we still do have one more late start. We have a 10 o'clock Saturday game. I lied. I thought that was a 9 o'clock too. But yeah, we have a 9 o'clock on a Thursday. Not a 9 o'clock on a Saturday, unfortunately. Regular crowd will not be shuffling in. It's going to be a 10 o'clock start. And then we have a 7:30 again in Winnipeg. And then they're back at the Garden, go on the road and back for a couple games. When did they get like a long stretch of home games? Because what is with this traveling? They have to have a long stretch at some point, right? Like, I mean, even then, not really. Like, 3 games in a row is the most we're talking. Whatever. Regardless, thank you guys so much. You guys are the greatest. I appreciate, love all of you. Leave a like if you did enjoy the stream, enjoyed the show. Really would appreciate that on your way out. Share the show as well. I'd appreciate that. Get more Ranger fans involved here. We're trying to grow. We're trying to build the community. I would really appreciate it. I need to build this thing up. I need to. And we're killing it. We're getting 300 to 400 views all of a sudden now on these post-game shows. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. I appreciate all of you. Don't forget to subscribe too if this is your first time watching. But yeah, Rangers get the 2 points. We will take it. And we will be there Thursday night at 9 o'clock versus Edmonton. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.